my hero. You will show me what I gotta do. Made up my mind, wanna be like you. Don't care whatever people say. I know I'll resurface you. I know how well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bracketology special event for the Glamor X Element Tournament. I am Hakeem Johnson, your HW commentator, as always, and we are here at the HCW studios here in Sacramento, California. And I am joined by an all-star lineup, the men that will be with you throughout this entire tournament. From UCWL, lead commentator V-Pac, also from CCL, lead commentator and owner Eddie Mack, and the owner of BCA and lead commentator for CCL as well. To you all, gentlemen, we have finally arrived to the Bracketology special event. And tonight is the night where we're going to find out what matches in the first round are going to take place.
I've been waiting for this night for quite a long time. In fact, I've been waiting for this tournament since it was announced. And my body's ready.
Yeah, I mean, their bodies are ready, and my body is sitting in this chair, ready to give my opinions on this tournament.
So here's the deal. So basically, we are going to be able to figure out which matches are going to take place. There's going to be breaking news basically of every match that is announced, all 16 matches in the first round. So basically, when you hear this sound, right? So when you hear this sound, basically means that we are going to be incoming with some breaking news of a match that's been finalized. Now, let me just be clear that this is not the match order of the first round bracket. That will be finalized once all 16 matches are finalized, are official. Then we will get to the bracketology portion where we will look at each and every match of the first round. Now, before we get to the matches itself, before we really get underway here, if you recall on the showcase event, there happened to be a little bit of an icon on top of each statistic that you saw from each participant. Basically, those are fighting style elements. So there are 8 different elements that each participant prioritizes on. Now granted, this doesn't mean that the participant has only one of this style. They can have multiple styles, but it's just this style that they prioritize and are known for. So, without any further ado, we're going to talk about each and every single fighting style that is going to be going down in this element tournament. So basically, first off, we've got the brawler. Basically, this fighting style relies on the wrestler to have raw power and pure strength to overcome any opposing styles. Then you got the defense style. This fighting style relies on the wrestler to acquire accurate reversal tactics and endurance on their bodies. Then you got the striker. Now, this fighting style relies on the wrestler to apply effective striking accumulated by accuracy, strength, and poise. Submission. This style relies on the wrestler to apply submission moves that effectively wear down opponents from anywhere. Technical. Now, this fighting style relies on the wrestler to have a technical moveset that includes intelligence in the ring and awareness. Traditional. This fighting style relies on the wrestler to have great psychology in the ring while also having the presence of a quote-unquote sports entertainer. Aerial. This style relies on the wrestler to be accurate and precise with speed, agility, and high-risk maneuvers. And finally, this one is probably the most highest of them all. This fighting style balance relies on the wrestler to have an overall skill set with different styles in order to be effective. So basically, those are the 8 fighting styles that we're dealing with each participant. And you'll get to know as we get to these match announcements which ones are going to be effective for a certain participant in this element tournament. Well, so it looks like we are hearing the breaking news announcement, and we are going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. So
we're not wasting any time, are we?
Yeah, I guess not. So match number 1, this match here. Wow, past versus present is going to take place here in the first round. This is the final match. Sailor Venus Minako Aina will go one-on-one against the new standard, Sakura Hagiwara. Folks, this match here would be a finals match in any tournament, but we're getting it in the first round.
Well, that's a no-brainer, to be fair. I mean, you look at Sailor Venus, a woman who's done a lot in virtual wrestling as it is. I mean, she's been basically everywhere you can think of. She's done basically everything you can think of, and now she's here in the Element Tournament trying to show the world that she still has what it takes to be at the top when it comes to women's virtual wrestling. And then on the other side, you've got Sakura Hagiwara. I mean, what else can be said that hasn't already been said about the journey that this woman is on right now? I mean, she's on her own Legends tour that she's made of herself to basically prove that she is on the same caliber as all these legends of the past, all these legendary people in virtual wrestling. And if she can't get past Sailor Venus here, then I don't know what that's going to do to her psyche. And when it comes to that, for Sakura, it's basically her tournament to lose at this rate. With everything that's going on around her, with the loss to Reiko Hinamoto at Redemption, to this Legends tour she's on right now, she has to remove that doubt on herself that she can't get the job done. Because we've seen this in the past, where people have said she's a choke artist. She can't get it done in the big time matches. She's tried to remove that stigma over the past couple of months, but after Redemption, it's kind of come back to haunt her. You know, she can't assume that the current slump she was in, or she is in, will factor into this, because this is not anything like she's faced before. This is a new environment for her. These are new opponents she's going to be taking on, and she can't rely on the big moments to secure a win. She can't just keep focusing on the big time, the big moment. Like
D-Wall said, this is Sakura's tournament to lose. I think she's gonna have to bring her A game when facing Sailor Venus.
Sakura Hagiwara is going to be very hungry in this tournament, and Sailor Venus, Minako Aino, she's going to have to be aware of this. Yes, Minako Aino isn't going to be surprised with what Sakura Hagiwara is you know, what she's doing, what she's capable of. But if she expects the Sakura Hagiwara that we've seen in the last few months, as opposed to the last few weeks, because I'm telling you right now, there's a different Sakura Hagiwara between what we've seen like earlier this year, hell, as recently as a month ago, than the Sakura Hagiwara that we have seen in the last few weeks.
We just got another announcement now. Our second matchup in the first round of the Element Tournament. It's going to be the battle of the shooters, if you will. And it's going to be, for the second match of the Element Tournament, it's going to be Yoko Littner going one-on-one against Michiko Melandra. Now, Yoko Littner of Gurren Lagann fame, when it comes to her prowess, she's a bit more technical. She's a bit more into her shooting aspect. She likes to kind of work methodically, while Michiko Melandra, she's about poise, she's about style.
One thing I've noticed with Michiko, she has a mix of a couple of styles. One is Revy, the other Sasha Banks. Michiko can be brutal, but she wants to look good doing it while just beating the absolute piss out of you. Okay.
You know, it's no secret that the other Brazil representative in this tournament, Laura Matsuda, you know, she is also going to be a part of this tournament, but just because they're two Brazilians doesn't mean that they really have similar styles.
It seems like the only thing in common that these two have is the fact they're from Brazil. Even though Michiko's from Sao Paulo and Laura's from Rio de Janeiro. I mean, Michiko's got an unorthodox kind of street fighting style, while Laura Matsuda has her base martial arts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If Michiko and Laura are going to end up crossing paths in the tournament or not.
I want to see it if they do.
I'm sure you do, right?
Yeah.
And as we just conclude with that, we now do have our third match in the first round of this tournament set now. For those that follow ACL, this is going to be a dream match for you here. As Yang Jiao Long will go one-on-one against Cora. That'll be the third match of the Element Tournament.
I was in the crowd. I was backstage watching the show. Cora, she gave everything she had to Akira, the likes of which I don't think anyone has ever brought it to Akira since, I don't know, since Vanessa Price maybe. And that's saying a lot, considering, because Cora, she really showed that night that she can go, as if she is it. I mean, this is a different environment. This is a different state of mind that you have to be in, because Yang, she's been mostly in a tag team role lately. I mean, she's been a part of you know, Team Ruby, and she wants to show that she's not just a tag team specialist, that she could get it done on her own. And plus, on top of that, this might be a heartbreaker for Bradley James, because These are two ACL women going at it in the first round, and somebody's getting knocked out early. So I'm sorry, Brad. I am sorry.
Yeah,
but,
he's probably gonna flip his shit when he sees this.
he's probably shaking in his boots at the moment, just thinking to himself, "Damn it."
Bradley's been on record saying 2018 is the year of the Avatar.
Which I would not disagree with that.
Our next match, match number 4 of the tournament here, the Master Weaponry 10-10 going one-on-one against Emil de Rochefort. Now, here's the thing with 10-10. You know, if you have to ask anyone that falls in our World Series, you know, 10-10 is probably out of the 5 of the ladies there, the more forgotten one. I mean, Sakura Haruno obviously has wrestled for VWF and NGW, ACW made an appearance for it as well. You know, Yamanaka, obviously the first ever Glamor X champion going all the way back to Animania 3. 10-10 doesn't really get talked about so much within that realm. But then you look at Emil de Rochefort. She exudes class, well, in her opinion. She exudes class, she exudes poise, she exudes everything that she brings, and she knows a very certain someone in the Tsukikazama. She's not necessarily a fighter of certain own knowledge, but she does hold her own.
Like Yvette said, 10-10's definitely not as much known as the other 4 ladies that have come out of the Naruto series.
But Emil, you know, she's got this lovely package, this lovely rapping and everything. Like, she's not capable.
She also, Eddie, she also seems to come across with this attitude like she's better than everybody.
She is a smug motherfucker. Okay,
yeah,
but she can also go.
Yeah,
and I think Emil. I think she might be good for an upset or 2 in this tournament.
And yeah, there's a sound there. We're getting another breaking news announcement here for the next match of this first round tournament from SCA. So Shimi Minami will go one-on-one against relative newcomer Yomi Isayama. Now, Yomi Isayama, obviously, a lot of people would say she exemplifies or she kind of emulates the legendary Great Muta. And Yomi's going to look to try to inject yourself into this tournament with her unorthodox fighting style. But then you've got Toshimi Minami. Now, those that frequent SCA, obviously, Toshimi Minami is one of those crown jewels to where submission is her specialty. Now, you've got the likes of Juri Sanada out there. You've got the likes of Reika Minamoto and Sakura Hagiwara and Alina Miyazawa, who's also in this tournament. Toshimi Minami, I think, is the most effective in terms of that submission hold. SCA in particular has become a staple for a lot of superstars like the Toshimis and the Sakuras and the Juris.
To me, if there wasn't a SCA, there wouldn't be any of the other leagues coming in with their own, strictly female, divisions and strictly female shows. Allure wouldn't be. I mean, this might be a controversial thing to say, but Allure may not have been around if SCA didn't. Toshimi's in the tournament, Elena's in the tournament, and they have big shoes to fill because you got Juri Sanada, who's the current Glamor X champion. She's a former DCA Wildcats champion. Sakura, she was a women's champion in SCA for like 2 years, and then DCA Wildcats champion, DCA Fever champion, which is not listed there, but she was a Fever champion as well.
Right.
And then Mighty Yukiko, who's BWQ world champion. So they have a big shoes to fill, but they can't let that get to them in this tournament. They can't focus on, I'm coming in here and I have to fill these big shoes that these before me have to fill, because if Toshimi does that, she's already lost.
She's going to go into this thinking that she's going to have a lot of pressure towards her. She doesn't know what Yomi is. She doesn't know what to expect of Yomi. She's going to look to try and go ahead and try to at least establish the SCA legacy that she has made for herself and implement that here in the Element Tournament. And as we hear also another breaking news announcement here, the next match of this Glamor X Element Tournament, it's going to be pretty much the Master versus the Monster here. As the next match is going to be Alexis Rhodes going one-on-one against Dark Magician Girl. Here you've got a little bit of a conundrum with Alexis Rhodes, who a lot of people regard as a beauty within beauty. Say that 5 times fast. And she is looking to go ahead and prove that it's not just all beauty she has. She has a lot of talent. She has a lot of skill too. But Dark Magician Girl, I'll tell you this, man. I was at the showcase event. A lot of you guys were too. There were a lot of fan favorites for Dark Magician Girl. I will say that. So she has a lot to carry on her shoulder as well.
Dark Magician Girl is gonna be, she's a favorite in this tournament just because of who she's associated with. But Alexis, she's got to keep her mind on the business, if you will. If she can do that, maybe, just maybe, she can stun the CAW world.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Eddie on that. She cannot let the fact that the fans are gonna be mostly behind Dark Magician Girl in this match to get to her. If that happens, it's easy for her to slip up, and like Eddie said, it's a one and done scenario. You don't get any second chances.
Just like that, another match announcement has just arrived here. This matchup
coming in hot. They're coming in hot,
and they're hot today. As Hakeem will go one-on-one against Ochako Uraraka. Now this I have to be a little interested in because now throughout this entire tournament, as when she was announced, she specifically told officials within this tournament that she wanted to be representing the original incarnation of Night Raid, not the current Night Raid currently going around in ACW. Hakeem, for her, it's more the fact that, yeah, she knew Tatsumi and Lubach from the original incarnation, but she doesn't like necessarily what the current Night Raid represents today, and she wants to make that distinction clear going into this tournament. And she's going to go one-on-one against, I believe, arguably, the youngest participant, I believe, in this tournament, Ochako Uraraka, new to the CAW scene, but very popular with a lot of anime fans within My Hero Academia. She's going to go in. I have to assume there will be a lot of pressure for someone like Ochako, especially going up against a very skilled striker in Akemi.
Yeah, well, I mean, I understand why she wants to distance herself from what Night Raid has become, but like you said, you can't ignore the fact that the Night Raid has just been a dominant force on Excel. They have decimated pretty much every tag team that's been put in front of them. Wave and Lubach, they're the current tag team champions of Excel. They've held those belts for pretty much, what, almost a year now?
Almost 2 years, I think.
It's been that long?
Hiatus is included, yeah.
And let's not also forget Tatsumi competed in his first King of Elite tournament this year and made it to the semifinals before he eventually lost to He Who Shall Not Be Named. And let's not forget the head of the serpent, if you will, General Esdeath, who is currently the assistant general manager to Excel.
I seem all three. I think we call that guy beat all three of them in that tournament.
Yeah. He Who Shall Not Be Named did defeat all three members of them.
We got it. We got a V-Pac.
Yeah. But be that as that may, they have been a success. And General Esdeath now being the assistant general manager to Mr. Smith.
He's Roger Smith's lapdog. That's why I said it.
I mean,
that's right, Mr. Smith. I called you Roger. I called you by your first name. At me.
I'm sure he'll at you probably.
You know Eddie don't. You know Eddie doesn't care. He's got a settlement.
At me.
Eddie's got a. Eddie has a settlement. He doesn't. He's
at me, Mr. Ho. He says. Breaking news to our match announcement here. Match number 8 will be Nico Robin going one-on-one against Saber in our 8th matchup here. Nico Robin. Nico Robin, also fan favorite amongst a lot of anime fans, but Saber has getting a little bit of traction. If people will recall, she is participating right now in the UCCW Best Toyota Classic going on right now.
I think she's in the finals.
Yeah, I was going to mention that she is in the finals, and now she'll be facing Nico Robin in this first round. Saber's had quite a bit of a busy year, and in 2008 with CAW, anything can and will happen. Nico Robin has a lot. I mean, granted, she knows Luffy, she knows Zoro, she knows the Straw Hat Pirates, we get all that. She's going to have that back. What does Nico Robin have to pull off to try to stop Saber in the first round, and vice versa for Saber? Will Saber be able to continue her momentum this year in her CAW career?
I'm gonna have to wait to see the whole bracket to see like how far she could potentially go, but I can easily see Saber as the final 8 or final 4.
But at the same time, with someone like Saber going into this with a whole lot of stake put into her, that could give her some overconfidence, and that could cost her.
And Nico could pull off an upset. She could advance.
Yeah, and even if she doesn't, it could happen in any other round. It's just a matter of when.
Exactly.
And as Eddie just stated, that sound just did appear, and we are ready for our next match announcement here. And this is a theme that I'm starting to notice as we get deeper into these matches here, but we're going to talk about it right here, and I'll let V-Pac even talk about it and analyze it a little bit. But it's going to be in our next match. Payne Fox from GWM, she will go one-on-one against Lena Inverse, the legendary Lena Inverse. Now, I have to say this, and I guess I can say it because I've been here for like a while. And, you know, first of all, Payne Fox, part of our partnership with Global Wrestling Monopoly. Payne Fox coming from Ireland, the Irish Fox, if you will, a gaijin over there in Japan and in GWM. She's going to be looking to come here to the States, a little bigger than you know, relatively unknown. And Lena, I mean, we all know Lena, obviously, if you know your history with anime and all that. She is a legend amongst a lot of fans. But I want to address this real quick. And it's something that's been a talking point throughout 2018, not even just this tournament. There is a changing of the guard. It's an old school, new school era we're living in right now in women's virtual wrestling. You're seeing it with a lot of these participants that are in this tournament. You see it in various leagues right now that are on top of their game. And a lot of these old era stars, I'm not trying to discredit them, because Lord knows I was there when they were in their heyday. Lena and a lot of other participants in this tournament, this could be their swan song. This could be where that's it. That this tournament could be their final shine into the limelight before they call it a career, or they are just simply passed by for the newer talent.
I can tell you this though, Hakeem. It could very well be her last stand. This could very well be Lena Inverse's last stand. Or the Golden Era's last stand, if you will. From this Golden Age, if you will. Competing in this tournament. Not only do you have Lena from Slayers, but you got Mutsugo Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. You got Sailor Venus, as we were talking about before, and Mai Shiranui from Fatal Fury. You want to know how many years of experience that is? That's almost 60 years, about 59 years of experience between all four of those women.
These stars of the Golden Era, like Lena, like Machoko, like Sailor Venus, like Mai, they're not going to step aside without a fight. You got to prove to them that, hey, I'm ready for this stage. I am ready to take your spot. It's the reality, and I know that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but it is what it is.
There's going to be a lot of names made in this tournament. I'm just
indeed, absolutely. Oh, and that beat that.
There it is. Breaking news. We got a next match, and it just goes back to that Eddie just kind of pretty much greatly said it, but it just goes back to that talking point. The next matchup here for the Glamor X tournament here. This match is going to be progressing. Elena Miyazawa go one-on-one against Motoko Kusanagi. Now we need to talk about this a little bit here. We kind of addressed Motoko Kusanagi being of Ghost in the Shell fame, made her debut in 1995 amongst the U.S. airwaves. Got a movie out of it,
yeah.
And we all know her accomplishments. We know that she is legit. She's for real. She is the general. She's good at what she does.
Exactly.
Now, Elena Miyazawa, right, is going to be one of those talents, in my opinion, that you're going to look out for in this one. Because for those that aren't aware, she is the top pupil of the current Glamor X champion, Juri Sanada. So she's learning from her tutelage. And she was the first ever BWQ World Champion back in SCA. And by the way, she is a childhood friend with one Sakura Hagiwara. So Elena is coming to this tournament thinking, and I know they're friends, but let's call a spade, folks. This tournament has no friends, honestly. Because this tournament is going to be simply about who is the best of the best. And for Elena, she won't admit this in public. And I'm thinking of some of you guys, the people here in this tournament, in this table here right now, she wants to be known as Elena Miyazawa. She wants to step out of the shadow.
Okay, I get it.
Sakura.
I get it.
Well, let's also call a spade here. Juri and Sakura are not technically friends.
No, they're not gonna.
Okay, they're not. Sakura said this. Juri has said this. They're not technically friends.
They're not gonna have each other over for Thanksgiving dinner.
No.
Or send each other Christmas cards.
But the one of the reasons why they're not friends is because of this right here, Elena. Yeah. Elena went to jury and wanted help to get Sakura out of wrestling. So Elena, in my opinion, Elena's already, you know, gotten out of her shadow, but to some people she hasn't. You know, look at it. You know, you got to look at it from both sides. Sakura and Elena, they were part of Sweet Diva. You know, Sakura was trained by Misaki, and Elena was trained by Juri. Who, by the way, Misaki has a rival of Jackal Tojo, who trained Juri. Again, I think I've made this a theme myself when I talk about these matches. If she's already focused on facing Sakura, then she's gonna lose this match.
She's gonna catch a nail when she doesn't expect it. Elena, I think, probably has as much expectations in this tournament as Sakura Hagiwara does. Just nobody wants to admit it.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that, honestly. I think you're right in the sense
and that's only because of the resume Sakura has and the resume Elena has.
Right. And I also think personally, to me, and maybe certain people maybe knew, but even before SCA, this kind of going back to who trained who, the Sonata Toyota rivalry back at the Japanese circuit for women's wrestling is widely known back in the 2000s. These two ladies used to, like I just stated earlier, they were trained by Jackal Tojo. And I think it's this here, should Sakura and Elena meet in this tournament, will be an extension of that rivalry. Because you can call them friends, you can call them childhood friends all you want. The fact of the matter is that Sakura is arguably the best women's wrestler in CAW today, and Elena hates hearing that.
Yeah, and
can't stand that.
And Matogo's going to end up going to the next round, hands down, if she's already just thinking too much ahead.
That should be a very interesting match.
For a lot of reasons, I agree.
Definitely.
And there's a sound there. We are getting to our 11th match, by the way. We are almost to the finish line here before the bracket is finally finalized here. Say that 5 times fast. But basically, our next matchup, match number 11 in the Element Tournament, is going to be another interesting wrestling spectacular as JC will go one-on-one against Miss Perfection Personified, Queen Elizabeth from GWM. And I want to kind of address this too. American Lucha kind of seen a little bit of an uprise lately this year in 2018. Not just in virtual wrestling, but in pro wrestling as well. American Lucha, you know, you can go obviously to Lucha Underground and their success that they've had. I mean, you can go to the likes of Impact Wrestling, kind of implementing those things. Even the likes of WWE implementing, you know, Almas and Kalisto and Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado, you know, those types. So Lucha is starting to see a little bit of a resurgence in the mainstream in the States here. Then you've got Queen Elizabeth, who is considered one of the top gaijins in GWM. And that's also another storyline as well. There's been a little bit of a foreign reinsurgence right now going on in Japanese wrestling. And you can, I mean, obviously, New Japan would be the prime example of that point.
If I had to lean towards one, it would slightly be towards Japanese strong style. Yeah, but just slightly.
And I think the influence of both of these individuals are telling, because back at the showcase, JC's influence is obviously Rey Mysterio, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, luchador in wrestling history. Right. And Queen Elizabeth, her influence was Charlotte Flair, arguably the best women's wrestler going on in wrestling today.
You know, with her style being primary lucha, she's going to move around. She's going to move around a lot. She's going to take to the air. She's going to take risk. And Queen Elizabeth, she's got to have not only eyes in the back of her head, but eyes in the sides, eyes in the front, eyes everywhere. Eyes probably on the top of your head. Eyes where you don't even have eyes. Because if JC can quicken the pace, she will beat Queen Elizabeth, and she will advance in this tournament.
Oh, there you go. There's another. That sounds starting to get very.
We're almost done. We won't have to hear it too much longer, I don't think.
Yeah, thank you, fans, by the way, for enduring this, and I appreciate it. But the next breaking match here for the Element Tournament here is going to be another interesting contest here, as Mei Ling Zhao, a fan favorite amongst a lot of the Element Tournament spectators here, will take on Lucina. And now, I've gotten this a lot, and I was kind of surprised during the showcase event as well. Why was Lucina booed? Why was Lucina?
I've noticed that there is a lot, and I've noticed this in the. Good Lord, there's a lot of hate for Lucina. I'm not sure why that is.
I'm kind of curious about that myself.
As everyone knows, the latest Super Smash Bros. Game is coming out in December, around December time. And Bayonetta, who's obviously a part of this movie as well, she was roundly booed. I think, if I have to say, I think Bayonetta's presence kind of leached onto Lucina. I don't think Lucina necessarily did anything wrong, but I just think it almost feels like there's a Super Smash backlash. I made that wrong. But there was a Super Smash backlash going on right now in this tournament that I think Lucina might have to overcome here.
Yeah, there's definitely been a backlash, if you will, from Smash. Let's take a look. I mean, both Lucina and Bayonetta, they both debuted in the 4th installment of the Super Smash Bros. Series. Bayonetta, of course, she's from her own self-titled series. And, of course, Lucina is from Fire Emblem. But Bayonetta is considered an OP tier fighter, and of course, Lucina is a top tier sword specialist. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what Lucina does in her match against Mei Ling Zhao.
Yeah, I think Mei Ling, she's going to be a fan favorite in this tournament. If you saw the showcase of it, she got a lot of support compared to Lucina, which was more of a mixed reaction, maybe compared to Bayonetta. But Lucina, as a lot will protest, she actually even had a match with Sakura Hagiwara as well. Yeah,
actually, I want to correct you. I don't think she's had a match with Sakura yet, but she wants to. Yeah. And I think that might be another slight reason why she got booed.
Okay, if that's the case, because I agree with you, Dee, but I want to address that. And again, it goes back to Sakura, I get it, but I'm gonna just, since we're being really clear in this, bracketology special.
Yeah, we're gonna crush some feelings here.
Yeah, compared to Sakura, what the hell has Lucina done? I'll just keep it honest. I'm not trying to discredit her skill, discredit what she's done, discredit the path she's taking, but to continue to prod Sakura as if you're her equal, really, you can't just keep saying it. And yet you continue not to do anything about it. And she's in this tournament too. Sakura's in this tournament too. So
yeah, Sakura challenged her to come to DCA and fight her. She doesn't have to wait until October.
If you're not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Lucina, who is you, woman? Who is you?
Well, I'll also say this.
No, let me finish. Who is you, and what have you done? If you want a match with Sakura so bad, prove yourself in this tournament, and maybe, just maybe, Sakura will give you the time of day.
And also, let's not forget, there's a chance that Lucina and Sakura could cross paths in this tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Depending on the side of the bracket, but then again, like I said, this is just another theme of mine. If Lucina's too focused on, the comparison, challenging Sakura and the whole thing about Bayonetta, May's gonna come in with a whole lot of spunk, a whole lot of pride, and she's gonna end up winning this thing. She's gonna end up winning this match, and Lucina's not even gonna get the chance to fight Sakura potentially.
Let me tell you something. May's coming in with this thing with nothing to lose. That could be
yeah.
And that sentiment just doesn't go to Lucina. Anyone in this tournament that feels that they need to say this or they need to say that to try to get noticed, well, this is the tournament to do it. Like, all this talking, all this saying, well, she doesn't deserve her spot. Well, she doesn't deserve the accolades or accomplishments. She doesn't deserve to be even really a part of CAW. That's the attitude in 2018 that is going to leave you behind. It's going to let you perish within your CAW career. This is a new era right now in CAW. It's a new standard right now going on. And if you're going to have that behavior, you are going to lose. I don't give a damn how long you've been in CAW, whether you started out or you've been here for 5 to 10 years. If you come in here thinking that you deserve to be in the finals and have to bypass everyone that is inferior towards you, you will lose. Period. I gotta say that because and I know D-Wall, Eddie, V-Pac. I know you've seen this attitude with certain wrestlers within CAW as well. male or female, feeling that they are entitled to everything that others have.
Yep.
And that's just an attitude that's just going to effectively ruin any chance they have to move forward.
Exactly. And there's that sound again, which means another match is coming.
Yeah.
A new match is approaching.
Thank you.
You can tell that you can tell the excitement from the start of this thing to around near the end. The more he hears the sound is just getting more and more, just lower and lower with each time he hears it.
Yeah. New warriors are about to enter the ring.
Thank you.
My God. This is what we've evolved it to, everybody.
Yeah. The next match will be Bayonetta, speaking of which, going one-on-one against Izetta. It's the Battle of the Witches going at it here in the first round here. Izetta, relatively unknown as well here, just kind of debuted around 2 years ago with her own anime, while Bayonetta obviously kind of just dwelled into that just a little bit. But I do want to talk about Bayonetta a little bit more though, because Bayonetta, not the most favorite, not the biggest favorite in this tournament.
Not even close.
But hey, I like Bayonetta. Bayonetta is awesome, and if you disagree, I will come and fight.
Bayonetta is not just known for her skills, as in terms of her fighting style and everything like that. She is a sex symbol. So I'm sure she's proud of the controversial reputation she has.
Of course she is.
Honestly, in this kind of tournament, anyone has a shot of advancing. I think Bayonetta, there's a certain arrogance that Bayonetta has. Sometimes it's kind of cute, but sometimes it can be very grating. I think that's kind of the mixed reaction she usually gets. But I think her arrogance, if she doesn't keep it in check in this tournament, I think Izetta, she's quick to her feet. She floats a lot. She's the last witch, if you will. She will kind of upset Bayonetta here, and I think a lot of fans will probably like that. Quite frankly, a lot of these newcomers in this element tournament in CAW in general, there's just a lot of things we don't know about them. But I think with this tournament as a little showcase, we may be in for a little surprise to where, oh my goodness, I didn't think they had that in her. Not to really discredit them, but just to say, wow.
I got a feeling we're going to be saying that quite a lot in this tournament.
Yeah.
I never think so. There's God damn it, we are so close, folks. We are so close to the end here. The next match announcement, match number 15, will pretty much confirm the final match as well. So we are pretty much close to done here. But this next match up here is going to be an interesting one here, as it is going to be another past versus present.
Wow!
One-on-one.
Oh boy.
I'm sure you guys. Look. Before we even say anything else, there's a screen right in front of us. Like we each have screens here in front of us. As soon as this picture popped up, I know you can't see his face, but Eddie's eyes literally almost popped out of his head. I kid you not.
Mine did too. You all.
Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, again, this could be a finals match, and we're getting it in round 1.
Yep.
Oh my God, I hate the fact that
he can't even get his words out.
I know, that's the great part about this.
I hate the fact that one of these two who who have picked to go far in this tournament, one for personal reasons. I had both of them going far in this tournament without even seeing the bracket, but holy shit, one of them is going out in 1.
I know Laura is your girl and you want her to go far, but with all due respect to you, Eddie, my Shiranui's my pick to win this whole thing. Yeah,
there's going to be a divide in this match, definitely, and let's kind of talk a little bit more. My Shiranu has always been regarded as the Japanese beauty. She's been known as, unless you want to say Chun-Li, she's always been known as that. And Laura Matsuda, Electra Bonadade, my Portuguese is bad, but the fact is that she also exudes beauty, but also skill that the likes you've never seen. And with Laura and this is the ultimate change in the guard. I think this match here, I think this is just telling about the whole old school versus new school mentality. I think
exactly.
I think personally, to me, you guys should have heard. I think some of you that didn't watch, you guys should have heard the reaction Mai got when she was.
I heard it.
But Laura, when she came out too, she got her fans as well. And I think that's what I see in this match. And I think for a lot of people, they do as well.
I think this will be the best match of the first round.
I honestly wouldn't disagree with that. I honestly, this may be the match. in my opinion. I think there's a lot going on here that is going to say a lot of things.
This match can be the business, y'all, and I can't wait for it. And
Neither can I.
It still hurts though that one of them's going out.
Thanks.
I know it.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, so match number 15 is going to be announced. So basically, 2 matches are about to be announced here. So this is it, folks. So the 15 match will be the Battle of the Soldier Chair. Annie Leonhardt will go 1-on-1.
Yeah, I told you.
The dream match of dream matches is going to finally happen. So if you're using your detective work, the final match number 16 in this tournament, Rias Gremery.
Jesus Christ!
Balalaika.
Jesus Christ!
And there you have it, folks.
What? Okay, this one floored me. All right, Eddie was floored with the Laura Mai match. I'm floored with the Rias Balalaika match for obvious reasons. What?
The 2 matches here are for the first round. Annie versus Mikasa now. For those that follow Attack on Titan, you know what this match means between Annie and Mikasa. These 2 are the best in their regiment.
I literally did not notice that until just now. The 2 Attack on Titan ladies in this tournament are facing each other. I literally did not notice that until like right now.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And many people have always asked the question. You can ask them too. Who would win between Annie and Mikasa? And apparently, this fight did apparently happen when they were training as scout regiments. But we never, if you ask Aaron even, I've asked Aaron, so who won between Annie and Mikasa? He wouldn't even tell me. He couldn't even tell me who won that match. So we will probably never know if people keep their mouths shut who ultimately won that fight. But it's going to be found out in this tournament.
This one right here, if Aaron wouldn't say who won, then you know it must have been one hell of a fight. You know?
Right.
That's the thing. You can a lot of these matches, you know, some people have a clear set mind of, okay, this one's gonna win over this one, or this one's gonna win over this one. In this match, you can't really say. You really can't. You can't say one person's gonna win over the other because it's that evenly matched, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that, but Annie and Mikasa, that could also be a match of, not just a match of the first round, but a match of the tournament.
Get to the final match here. Rias Gremery will go 1-on-1 against Balalaika, especially with recent events that have happened. Obviously, for those that follow DCA, you know these 2 ladies very well. And Rias debuted just recently and has really started to pick up a lot. She just won the FIBA Championship, as a matter of fact. And Balalaika, obviously the general of DCA, hasn't really wrestled a match, although that's also going to be happening soon, not just in the Element Tournament as well. But this is a big match here that has a lot of implications.
Ever since Balalaika was announced for this tournament, everybody lost their mind. Everybody did. And there's 2 reasons for that. One, because of just how ruthless and cold and methodical this woman is. If you know her history, you'll understand why I say that. And 2, she hasn't wrestled a match. I mean, right now, she's the current general of DCA. She runs the company. As much as I don't like to say it, she does. She's already made her statements about this tournament. She's already made her statements about DCA. About ACW. Yeah. And more specifically, General Esdeath. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, and the fact that Esdeath hasn't addressed Balalaika whatsoever, it's gotta kind of piss her off a bit.
Honestly, I know these 2 have a liking with each other, but they're damn near almost similar.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, they're almost similar.
And honestly, with the egos these 2 women have, that's how they think. They think they are the general, the cream of the crop, the one and only. You know, and then the other side of the coin, you got to talk about Rias, the Crimson Princess, just won the FIBA Championship in her 2nd match in DCA.
Does Rias fully listen to Balalaika here and lay down for
her? I mean, let's be fair. Does she listen to Balalaika even when she's in DCA?
I really hope Rias doesn't lay down for Balalaika.
I don't think she is. I don't think she is. I don't think she is. Rias' pride will not let her lay down for anybody. Because if that was the case, she would have laid down and given the FIBA title to somebody Balalaika liked.
And I think that would be a black spot, honestly. On this
It would be.
I don't think a tournament like this should really call for that, honestly. And just because D-Wall kind of brought it up a little bit, I personally want to address Balalaka here as we close out. I do not wish you any bad luck. I wish you, as much as the 31 participants in this tournament, all the best of luck. Because it doesn't matter what I feel about you or anybody else on a personal level. The fact of the matter is, this is about the fans that ultimately have been clamoring for this tournament for quite some time. And that's what it is all about. And Balalaka, look, you said what you said. Well, here's the deal. 31 women want to be the best too. So if you feel like you're going to take advantage of this tournament the way you want to, good luck. I don't think those 31 are going to let you do it with such ease as well. I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for. But with that said, that is the first round of this tournament.
It's a stacked first round. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. A lot of people.
Close.
No, it's not. It's one of those things where it's like I said, it's a pick'em. It is a pick'em.
And we're just waiting for and like I said, those matches were announced in random order. We're just waiting for the tournament to finally be finalized. Then we will finally get into the bracket itself, and
we're punching. Jeff's punching the numbers into the system here. You know,
and I gotta give Jeff credit. Jeff is our ACW producer. Obviously, was just kind of going back and forth with all this stuff. So
Jeff, you need to upgrade your HP laptop, sir.
Yes. See, I've been told him that all year. He doesn't listen.
Damn it. It's HP laptop over here, and I got a Dell. You know, I'm just pointing it out.
I got a Mac.
What?
Eddie Mac?
What?
I had to do it. Come on, Eddie. Come on. Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Come on. It was right there.
Wow.
It was right there.
Wow.
Come on. This is what happens when the bracket isn't finalized yet. We do stuff like
V-Pac take a lap.
You know.
Why am I taking a lap?
V-Pac take a lap.
All right. So, with that said, the bracket has finally been finalized, and that was fast. And as the graphic will show just a minute, here we go. We will break it down by each quote-unquote block, if you will. So, basically, we've got block A here. So, basically, the winner of Akemi and Ochako will take on the winner of Alexis Rose and Dark Magician Girl. So, anything can go in that sense there to where, you know, Ochako can pull up an upset, or Alexis can beat the monster. Dark Magician Girl is a fan favorite. Akemi looking to prove herself and try to distance herself from the current Night Raid. There's a lot on the line there. But then we look at the second half of the block A there. Rias and Balalaka, the winner of that match, will take on the winner of Yang and Korra. So that'll be interesting in that sense.
Wow.
That's tough.
I don't care. It doesn't matter who wins the two matches. The second round is going to be a show sealer no matter who wins. I mean, the possibilities are endless with those two match winners right there.
Speaking of which, we go to Block B, the Block B portion of this tournament. First half, Laura and Mai, one of the matches that we are all looking forward to, take on the winner. The winner of that match will take on the winner of Izetta and Bayonetta. That is also going to be happening in Block B in the first half. So, man, I'm telling you, we're getting a lot of these matches here, man.
That is so sick.
Round.
That is so sick.
And, yeah, that is going down. Speaking of what's going down, the second half of Block B here, Nico and Saber, the winner of that match, will take on the winner of Annie and Mikasa. That is happening in the second half of Block B.
Well, so yeah, whoever wins between Nico and Saber is going to have a tough time in round 2, if you will.
It's going to be a long night for a lot of them there. And the first half of Block C will be the winner of Alina versus Motoko taking on the winner of Monako and Sakura.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
God damn it.
Oh, Lord. Certain people advance.
Oh, Lord.
Let's call a spade here. A lot of people, they see this and they think it's a foregone conclusion, but we've seen it in tournaments before where a lot of people can make foregone conclusions right off the bat just by seeing the bracket, and then their brackets get busted. It happens in March Madness. It can happen here too.
Yep. And I damn sure bet the Golden Era is not going to allow any sweet diva confrontation to happen in the second round. In the second half of the Block C, it's a little bit of a new school era thing going on. Toshimi Yomi, the winner of that match, takes on the winner of JC and Queen Elizabeth. Now, like I said, we've been saying here, A lot of people are going to showcase themselves and prove themselves that they are worthy of being the best here today in virtual women's wrestling. And then Block D, the final portion of the first round of this tournament. First half, May and Lucina, the winner of that match, will take on the winner of Yoko and Michiko. That is happening. So for May, as a relative newcomer, she's gonna find a way to prove herself. Lucina, in particular, she's on the second portion. All right, she's on the second portion of this tournament with Sakura and Elena. Okay, so she wants to prove herself. It's time to do it right here.
They have to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, they have to get to the Final Four in order to fight each other, and that's not going to be an easy feat.
No, it ain't.
And then the second half of Block D, Lena and Payne, the winner of that match, will take on the winner of Emil and Tenten. So basically, this is for Lena. This could be your last stand here. Could you be able to prove the naysayers wrong and say, I still got it, I still have a lot left in? Or can Payne from GWM take advantage of Lena's doubts? And then Emil, you know, again, she personifies class and elegance, if you want to call it that. She'll go one-on-one against someone that's looking to step into her own lane, 10-10, trying to step away from the shadows of her colleagues and her friends. That is the bracket of this first round, folks. And I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen,
I am ready.
This is gonna be a tournament. This is going to be one of those moments in CAW that you look back and say, where was I when I watched this tournament? Final thoughts. Who's winning this whole damn thing? Yeah.
I mean, let's put this in perspective here. I mean, it's a pick'em. It really is. You can't really say one way or the other who's going to ultimately win the whole thing. You know,
I will, though I'm not 100% confident on this pick.
Which you don't have to be 100% confident.
I think Sakura wins the whole thing.
I gotta be honest. I don't. That's
a bold claim. That's a safe pick, but it's a bold pick also, considering everybody in here.
I've mentioned it before, but my pick to win this whole thing is my Shiranui.
That's also a safe bet. That's also a safe bet. I'm going to pick somebody that I honestly did not think I was going to pick, but somebody that I think, and we said it earlier, could go all the way in this thing. I'm going to pick Saber.
Shit.
Not a bad pick.
I'm going to pick Saber because I think for all the pride, for all the confidence that Sakura is trying to gain, Saber already has it.
I'm looking at this in the terms of who's got the most gain and the least to lose. And that's kind of what reflects everybody that's came in with the Glamor X division since its inception in Animania 3. And if we're going by that kind of notion in that sense, it's got to be Laura Matsuda. And the reason why I say that is because I'm looking at this list, I'm looking at the bracket, and she will never tell you or me or any one of us here what she really feels going into this tournament.
Right.
But you can look at her eyes, and you can just look at the way she was at the showcase, and you can see the fact that the Tifa Lockharts, the Jill Valentines,
she's got it.
The Chun-Lis, the Mashirinus, the Sailor Moons, the Sailor Mercuries, the Samuses of the world, those legends. She looks at them and says, I respect what they've done for this, business in CAW, but I can be better, and I can do it better. I just need the one opportunity to do it. But that said, folks, that is our Bracketology special here tonight. And wow, this has been this is an awesome lineup, first of all. I mean, you guys, Eddie, V-Pac, D-Wall, you guys are all great as always. But this has been a very anticipated tournament, from the reveals to the showcase to this Bracketology tonight, and now it's tournament time. It's the tournament of all tournaments, if you will. 32 of the greatest in the world are going to compete in this tournament to decide the first ever Element champion for the Glamor X division. And folks, these matches here, you do not want to miss it. Let's put it that way. We will be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love, or sisterly love in this case. And that'll be at the Wells Fargo Arena. And I'm looking very forward.
I am
what
ready
this
for
tournament
this.
parlays.
You talk about 32 of the greatest talents in the world, past, present, future, all colliding in this single elimination tournament. Anything can happen. Anything is possible.
I think that's the theme of this tournament is, whether you're an established name or someone from the present looking to continue to establish their name, or someone from the future who's looking to prove that they are the next level, the next step. This is about establishing a legacy, and a lot of people are going to pick here and there, but only one can be the very first Glamor X Element champion. There's only one first.
We also have the bracket live as it is right now on Challenge. So if you want to be able to get your predictions in for this tournament, you can go ahead and do so. The tournament predictions will be closed the day before the first round of this tournament taking place. So make sure you guys get that in. That will do it for this Bracketology special event. I want to thank everybody for watching live or watching wherever you may be. For D-Wall of DCA and CCL, from Eddie Mack from CCL, from V-Pac from UCWL. This is Hakeem Johnson telling all of you to stay cool. Stay cool. We'll see the next level of the Glamor X Division.
Strong will makes, great awaken our strong will makes your way high.